I wasn't going to make this video already, but I've gotten a couple of comments about why I will launch my Kickstarter campaign only when I reach 1,000 followers and no sooner. This is the nicer of the two. So let's talk about it. I'm Adam. I'm a tabletop role-playing game designer working on 12 Realms, which is in development and not yet crowdfunded. So why will I wait until I have 1,000 followers before hitting that launch button? To explain that, let's go to the very dawn of Kickstarter. In 2014, someone named Zach Danger Brown started a Kickstarter campaign to, in his words, make potato salad. He had a simple video of him talking, he posted a picture of potato salad, and the story read, basically, I'm just making potato salad. I haven't decided what kind yet. That's it. 30 days later, almost 7,000 people had backed his campaign. And he had raised over $55,000, which is way more than his $10 goal. What started out as a prank went viral, and he was even featured on national TV. To his credit, Zach went on to donate a sizable amount of that money to fighting hunger in Columbus, Ohio. That's an extreme example. But it does say something about very early days on Kickstarter. The campaigns looked very unfinished. It was often a simple video, text, that's it. Some ideas were more fleshed out than others, but that was most of it. Because if you were thinking about crowdfunding in those days, what you didn't have was the money already. Fast forward to 2025, and Kickstarter looks like a storefront, where you order what appears to be finished products. Sure, those are sometimes just mock-ups. And sure, it takes weeks, months, a year or more to receive it. But otherwise, someone new to Kickstarter wouldn't know this any different from a storefront until they really read the fine print and realize that those products don't exist yet. You see, there's been kind of an arms race on Kickstarter as bigger and bigger companies get in on it. These businesses treat Kickstarter as a pre-order service instead of what it was initially. A fund or fail opportunity for small-timers who had a big idea and no capital. Those small-time game makers are still on Kickstarter, of course, but we're competing with big companies, or big relative to us. Companies like in the tabletop role-playing game industry, MCDM, Darrington Press, Cobalt Press. So there's enormous pressure to make it look like a finished, polished product, which might mean several pieces of expensive, beautiful, polished art, a thrilling and professional video with a beautiful soundtrack, a dozen or more add-ons, a sizable preview PDF, and a big marketing budget. Video editing and social media marketing are not in the skill set of most people who just want to make games and ship them. But you feel obliged to learn how to do those things, or pay someone to do them. Video editing, art, layout, writing, all of that needs to be done before you even launch your campaign. So before you even have a guarantee of a single cent. You can easily spend thousands of dollars with no guarantee of any return. For spendthrift creators like me, who blow all of their TTRPG earnings on stuff like housing and food, we just don't have thousands sitting around, even if we wanted to take that risk. Well, pre-launch followers very much minimize that risk. I know because 12 Realms is my 8th crowdfunding campaign. I've seen the numbers and I've done the math. Not every pre-launch follower becomes a backer, of course, but they will be the majority of people who back in the first 48 hours. And as everyone who has created a Kickstarter campaign knows, the first 48 hours and the last 48 hours are crucial. They can easily total over half of your campaign. So my data say that pre-launch followers spell success, which minimizes risk for a small-time creator. So when we have big ideas, we need pre-launch followers to help that be successful. I can't dip into a slush fund, but before I go dipping into my personal bank account to pay artists, editors, graphic designers, video editors, and writers the fair wages that they deserve, I'm going to want enough pre-launch followers to keep me out of the red. Because going into debt with absolutely no idea if you're going to get anything out of it is really daunting. That's how small-time creators don't fulfill their campaigns, flame out, drop out of the industry, disappear, taking all their creativity and their ideas with them. But in the far likelier event that I do get there, then I can rest assured that we will fund in the early days of the campaign and that I can relax. The game will be a reality, and no-made games will live on another day. The reason I think it's doable to get to 1,000 followers is because of my social media following. I have 115 YouTube followers, 438 TikTok followers, over 500 Mastodon followers, and over 2,000 Blue Sky followers. I'm sure there's some overlap in those numbers, but I don't think the overlap is huge. I mean, if just half of my Blue Sky followers follow the Kickstarter campaign,
we'd be done tomorrow.
So hit that notify me on lunch button. It really does make a difference. You can find the link in my bio, if not anywhere else. Plus, it costs you $0 to follow, and it's just 2 clicks. Thank you.